Hi everyone, this is the second video and I wanted to offer something that I will use when I feel like I want to calm, center myself. Um, and one of the things that makes the work that we do so powerful and effective is the effect of human touch on the body. And although the brain knows when we're touching, knows the difference between if we're touching ourselves or if someone else is applying that touch in a healing way, we have a slightly different response to it. However, we still can use self-touch in a way that is soothing, that is healing, and that does make a difference. So I'm going to show you just in the next maybe 5 minutes something that you can experiment with. And I often do this before I go to sleep. I may do it standing up. I'll demonstrate standing up. But sometimes if I'm just sitting up in bed before I go to sleep at night, I'll sit in bed and I call this, I've kind of made it up myself a little bit, hand Qigong or hand and arm Qigong. And it's a combination of movements which are kind of Qigong-like along with some healing, nurturing self-touch. So the main thing is that you want to coordinate the movement with the breath so that each breath has a movement that goes with it. And when you are touching yourself, do it with intention. Do it with a healing intention, as if you were touching someone else who needed comfort or who needed healing. And our brain will receive that healing touch. So when I do it, I usually start with my palms together like this, and I rub them together. And then if you go like this, in Qigong they talk about holding the Qi ball, which is an energy ball, and you can feel it. You can feel it with your hands, especially if you practice this more than once. And so when you are holding that Qi ball, sometimes it feels like a tingling warmth and energy, a heat. You almost feel as if there's something kind of physical between your hands. So you want to get that sensation going before you start so that your hands and arms are energized. And then of course there are meridians here that are connected with the heart and connected with other organs. So the hands and the arms are very powerful in our body, in our system. So I normally do this spontaneously. I don't have a set routine when I'm doing this. And so I'm going to do some spontaneous movements and breaths. You can follow along with what I'm doing this time if you like, but just know that you can create, and it's almost like you're riding a wave. You're riding a wave of energy that you're following, if you can tune into that, as opposed to your mind just making up, certain movements that seem like something you've seen in the past. So I really like starting after I've gotten that energization between my hands, bringing the palms of my hands together and taking a couple of slow, deep breaths here before starting the movement. So let's do that. And another breath. Okay, so I'm just going to start taking some breaths in and out. My knees may bend a little bit at times on the exhale. Normally I'm coming up on the inhale and down on the exhale. If you're standing, you can let your knees bend slightly on the exhale. If you're sitting in bed, just allow your arms to flow. On the inhale, a slow stroking movement the body perceives as being healing and safe, and the exhale. And inhale. And the exhale. And inhale. Sometimes I do one that I call falling leaves, and I inhale the arms up. And then you just let your hands move like they're leaves falling in slow motion down from a tree to the ground on the exhale. And another inhale up. I'm going to let my hands rest here. These are points related to the lung meridian, which helps us to relieve grief and sadness. I'm going to take a couple of breaths. And then I'm going to pretend that there are magnets in the palms of my hands. I'm going to breathe in. And in the exhale, I'm going to draw grief and sadness out from those points. I'm going to release it down into the earth for the earth to receive and recycle. And then I'm going to breathe in with my arms crossed and open a field of energy and paint rainbow colors of light all around my body on the exhale. And let's end with one hand over the heart, one hand either over your solar plexus or your belly, whichever feels better to you. Honor yourself, offer yourself thanks and gratitude for having compassion and love and being with yourself in this way. And thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Until we meet again, be well.